Aquarius Home Services has your shot at 4 tickets to see Green Bay take on the Purple in early January, plus $500 in game day cash. Register for your chance to win today on the KFAN contest page. That's KFAN.com/furnace to enter today.
It was a bit of a long break, much like they have a longer break at halftime of the big game. You know, the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That extra long break. This is the Super Bowl, the program password.
Well, we didn't have Bad Bunny performing, however. Would have been nice.
Now, maybe you guys will get this, but I'm going to read it. But because I don't understand the... But I'll read. I would say LaBelle and Day's performance so far have been reminiscent of the '86 Green Bay Packers. Just call them Gary Ellerson and Randy White.
Those are the dark days.
Okay. That was
pre-Don Makowski days. Okay. Yeah, those were dark.
Now, that's a dirty word in Chicago, Don Makowski.
Then there's this one that says, I see what Tenna's doing. He paired up Cheesehead with LaBelle so the Cheesehead can lose twice in one weekend.
Wow.
Hey, I've won twice. I've won twice here.
And then I like this one. This is going to be over early. A baseball writer and a football guy couldn't come up with spring training or training camp. Remember when the word was...
Well, I was actually contemplating spring as a hint, but I don't think he would pick up on it.
Well, he's a football guy.
That's why I switched to something else.
For training?
Yeah.
No, I would never have thought of training for spring.
Yeah.
Wow. And would you have said camp?
No.
Yeah, see?
I mean, the word was break, and fracture didn't even come to my head.
We didn't have time to get it back because you guys were nails as soon as it flipped over to you.
Thank you.
I mean, they've played 50,000 times together. They have chemistry.
I hate the long break here because everybody's calling around. You got to listen to the fan right now. You can hear the worst beating ever in the history of program password.
There is a non-zero part of me that wants you to lose, Lavel, so this is not good.
Now, where are we at? 46-10 or 45?
It's 45-10. Comment and Lil B with the lead if you want to watch the beatdown.
Senorita Smug.
It's true.
Senorita Smug.
If you want to watch the beatdown right now, you can at KFAN.com/watch. Let's get back to the game. Cindy and Lil B, you guys have your turn to look at the iPad, please. The password is roller. All right, Cindy. Down 35. Option is on you. Going to have it for a while. What do you want to do? You want to go first or second?
I can't ever pass to give it to Lil B. It's over if I do that. So I don't feel confident necessarily here, but we're going to go for it.
All right. Cindy and Lavelle for 10.
Holy
cow?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Lil B and Common for 9.
Coaster.
Roller.
Wow. Really? Coaster. Roller. Wouldn't have gone that way.
I don't even know what you said, Cindy. What
holy roller?
What's holy roller?
That's a fairly common expression.
Yeah, it's expressive.
It's not a great clue.
Yeah, threw me off.
Well, it's a lyric.
I would have gone cow, too.
It's a lyric from a John Lennon song called Come Together.
Holy roller.
I thought we'd see roller coaster, derby, blades,
well,
skates.
you sit in this chair and you play the damn game.
I have before.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
What's the score?
I don't know why people are giving Dave a hard time just for being a Packer fan. Nobody's perfect. Hey-oh! Hey-oh!
54-10. Common and Lil B with the lead. Lavelle and Common. Take a look at the iPad, please. The password is therapy. Did you get that? Just because it's my computer screen froze, so I want to make sure you got it.
Yeah.
Wobble. Down 44 points. Get back into the KFAN.com/watch screen so
this
they can
is
watch
where the
you.
Bears tend to
Flip
get
that over so Cindy doesn't see it.
We're going first.
Okay.
All right, Lavelle and Cindy for 10.
Rehab.
Sorry.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Physical
Therapy.
I had it at physical. I didn't have it at rehab.
Wobble, you sat there
clue.
and thought about the word for like 5 minutes. That's what you came up with?
Thank you.
That's not a bad clue.
It's not a bad clue.
No, it's not
a great clue.
Yeah, I wouldn't get it first. Once she said it, once the second clue was kind of there.
Now, if you started first and you said physical, which you just said therapy?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think the rehab got you the therapy.
In the words of Baby V,
Maybe.
you're not in my mind right now. Oh, that's what she
I
says.
love that.
Well, then you should have realized it was
She's
a two-word clue, and you should have let Common go first, so then you get the 9 point.
Yeah, see?
There's the strategy behind
I
it.
thought that Sydney was playing fast today.
At this point, I just want to cover the spread. That's all I'm shooting for at this point.
No, here's one for you. I bet Muss is feeling really good right now.
Muss is hideous at the game, City. He can't play.
We should, we've always done the Program Passer Invitation. We're trying to find the best Program Passer Invitation. We should come up with a worst.
Yeah.
We'll put like the 8 worst teams together.
I think the last time
the losers advance.
I love it.
I think wasn't the last time I played one of the worst games ever. Like both teams were just diabolically bad.
Yeah, it's happened.
There's a common theme there.
I was one half of a team that got 0 points.
All right,
0.
so we're not the worst.
No.
All right.
I'm always amazed when writers come in here and aren't good at Program Passer. You'd think
you're supposed to be a
the English
wordsmith.
language of the words is
What's wrong with you?
the
Volvo?
vocab.
Yeah, the words we
synonyms.
use are beyond these
Dragging
little
me down.
Wait,
Beyond.
sale. Have I ever used the word sale? Well, maybe I have.
Discount.
Yeah, fire sale.
When you're
With the twins.
Sale, discount, yeah.
Unfortunately, not with the ownership. You didn't get to use sale.
Wow.
17 points away are Common and Lil B from victory. It's 63 to 10.
Should we make our move now, Blavo? Was this our time?
Cindy and Lil
That's how the
B.
Bears have been doing it last second.
Cindy and Lil B, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is peppermint. All right, Cindy, down 53 points. The option is yours.
Would you please be more professional?
Would you like to go first or second?
Do we need a chuckle in your voice as you announce the
really?
score?
It's not your first show, man.
You're down 53. Cindy, I need you to move back closer to LaBelle, too,
Oh, my
please.
God. Closer to LaBelle even. This is just, I'm in hell right now.
Cindy, it's the option's on you. You want to go first or second?
I guess I'll go first.
All right,
How's that
Davey.
for feeling good about my chances here? All right.
Davey and LaBelle for 10.
Patty.
Wagon.
Lil B and Common for 9.
Candy.
Peppermint.
I never would have gotten that.
No.
I never would have
I
gotten
should have gone second, maybe.
Yeah,
That
you
was a
guys
good
know you can
second
pass and
clue.
go second.
I'm going to hand off to Miss Lil B, the
Peppermint.
all-time password champion. I can't give her first.
No, yeah,
but that
a lot of
was
times you have to.
That was a word where I probably should have gone second.
All right, here's where we're at. Common Lil B, you are 8 points away from a victory. You have 72 points, so any correct answer that is 8 or more, you are victorious. LaBelle and Cindy, you guys are just 70 points away.
Do we need to stretch a little bit here? Should we have the stretch?
I already have it planned. I already have a question
good.
for LaBelle after this game's over.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, I was going to start asking you guys about your childhoods.
Do you have a couch I can lay down on?
LaBelle and Common, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is dot. Flip that over there, LaBelle.
I don't even think if I looked at it, it would help me at this point.
All right, LaBelle, you're down 62 points.
What's the biggest
Get
route
back into
of
the
all
screen
time?
so we can see you, LaBelle.
Thinking.
There you
Oh,
go.
there's been a shutout, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this might be the second worst score of all time, though.
Okay.
This might be the second.
LaBelle, do you want to go first or second? The option's on you.
We'll go first.
LaBelle and Cindy for 10.
We don't learn from our past mistakes.
Polka.
Dot.
Oh! They got
That's
one.
a great
Got
word.
one.
Way to go, Lotto.
That was a good clue.
I didn't know what to say on that.
Well, and typically you ask a Milwaukee by polka, I'm going to get up and dance. So the fact that I got dot.
That was a good clue.
All right, it's not over yet. Low momentum for Cindy and LaBelle. It's 72 to 20. Cindy and Lil B, take a look at the iPad. The password is tackle. All right, Cindy, let's try to get 2 in a row here. You're down 52. You got the option. What do you want to do here, first or second?
I will go first.
Cindy and LaBelle for 10.
This is a mistake.
5 seconds.
Bakhtiari.
Packer.
Lil B in common for 9 and the win.
Defensive.
Tackle.
Oh.
I just tried to come up with a tackle. I couldn't think of a Bears tackle off the top of my
They
head.
haven't had one in
And if I said
decades.
Darisaw, you would have said Christian. So I couldn't go Darisaw.
You guys had a lot of missed tackles in that game.
We did.
That is abundantly
We did.
clear.
LaBelle, you were just, you
Look
did
at
a,
Wobble's face.
We got a Packer reference in, though. I think my work here is done.
LaBelle, you were watching some curling. You did a story on the Peterson gals, right?
Yeah, they were in the story. I was at the U.S. curling trials last week. And
do you like curling, or was it just an assignment you said, I'll do that one? Why not?
That leads to a long answer, Common.
We got time, clearly.
Great news.
By the way, real quick, this one says, sail was actually a word a couple of years ago. Meat Sauce's first clue was Chris.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Undoubtedly the worst clue ever.
Yes.
Program password.
It
Yes.
was really bad.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
it was at the fair.
Yes.
That's
Him and Corey were together.
Anyway, sorry about that.
I met John Schuster, the face of U.S. curling, at the Loon Cafe in 2014, 2 weeks before they were headed to the Olympics that year. I believe it was the Sochi Games. And so I told him I know crap about curling, and we sat there. There's some curling on for somehow, some way. So we were going over curling and stuff, and I was talking with him and Tyler George. I was like, okay, nice guys, like to throw back a few. Great. 4 years later, 2018, I run into John Schuster again at a bar in Lilydale called the Moose Country, which is closed. It was
I've been there.
Oh, been there.
Great spot.
Yes.
Remember that? You used to have the birthday Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
And it was a week before they're headed to Pyongyang to go to the Olympics there. And once again, we talked a little bit more. So I kind of was starting to watch.
Okay.
And I was at spring training during the 2018 games when he got that 5, make that incredible shot against Sweden to get 5. I guess it's not called points. Call it a quad to beat Sweden in the gold medal game. So I kind of knew the basics and stuff. And then I went to the Olympics in 2022 and covered curling for the first time. And I saw the thing about curling is that everybody knows each other. Everybody's like cool with each other.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This is the big. There was a rematch in 2022 between Spain and USA. And the players are like cracking jokes and shucking and jiving in between shots, which you can't see if you watch it on television.
Okay, yeah.
But if you're looking at the rink, and you look at the ice, the sheet, and they're all just having a good time with each other. It's like, don't you know gold medals on the line here? That's what I'm saying. But that's the curling community. Yeah. So it was funny that all 3 teams, the Peterson team, the Schuster rink, and Danny Casper all went the Airbnb route in Sioux Falls, and Casper's was next to Schuster's.
I read it. They were hanging out with each other at night.
Yeah. And Casper ended up winning, knocking Schuster off his pedal. So it ended an incredible run of going to 5 consecutive Olympics. Now Casper has to go to the Olympic qualification event in British Columbia next month.
Top 2 get there, right?
Yeah.
Same with the Petersons?
Yeah. Now Petersons have to go there too.
Right.
Historically, the United States usually qualifies by now because it's based on points you gain playing at the World Championships.
Oh, okay.
But Schuster's team, I think there were a couple of injuries, so they couldn't compete or something.
How do you get injured in curling?
And both, well, not because of curling, maybe because of other stuff.
Iron, or?
And both the Peterson sisters, Tabitha and Tara, had babies during this last cycle. So neither team had enough points to qualify automatically, so they have to come in and do it this way. So we're not covering the Olympics this year. We're not going to Italy. It's just too expensive, and it's too bad because in 2022. We had 30 Minnesotans on the Winter Olympics team. And there was a reason to get up every morning and write a story. Yeah. And I understood how much this stuff means to Minnesotans. So I really wanted to go to Italy, but it just couldn't work. I mean, I wish our paper was there. Didn't have to be me. It could be somebody. But this is like one of the last main events before the Olympics. So I felt it was important to go and write.
Well, it was well done. You did nice work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So. Yes, very much so.
Was that no filler?
Who do you play? Who do the Bears? I forget who.
We're home against Pittsburgh.
Oh, that should be a game. I'll pick the Bears.
That's going to be a tough one. Pittsburgh's defense is no joke.
Is Rodgers questionable, did I see?
He'll play.
We haven't heard yet.
Broken left foot. He'll play. I think.
The injury.
He owns the team. He should play the darn game.
I think, but with a fractured wrist, he's got to be able to. What if he lands on it, it gets hit or something? Then you're really doing some major damage. So
the New York Horse hosts the Purple, and the Kitties host Commanders. I think we host Commanders.
No, Giants.
Giants, that's right. With
Jameis Winston coming to your house.
We could lose this game.
No, you guys don't lose after losing a game back home.
I know.
They've got no running game.
Now, Thursday's another story.
Now, the defensive line's good. If your O-line can
I'm
control.
looking forward to Thursday.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Thanksgiving.
The Bears almost beat your team on Thanksgiving last year.
That was a year ago. That was one of those Eberflus mismanaged games.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought I don't think it was as bad. I think everybody wanted a scapegoat, so they picked Eberflus. So it wasn't that bad, from my recollection.
Oh, and actually, Black Friday game is Bears at Eagles.
Oh, I love that. I'll be driving home from Milwaukee listening to that.
So you'll be 7-5, right?
I'm hoping that we're 8-4.
Yeah, I get that.
And then heading to Lambeau.
And then we'll need 2 more wins out of our last 5 games, which would be Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. That's the gauntlet.
Wow, that is a gauntlet. It's going to be fun.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wish we were a little more
We got a
competitive.
couple right.
We
We'll do it
did.
again.
We were not blanked.
No.
Little B, as always, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Dark Star Memorial Hours next here on The Fan. Jack passed away a few weeks ago and has left a hole in many people's hearts. His friendly and warm personality made him a friend to all who knew him. He touched the lives of countless kids the last few years as a school resource officer in Farmington and mentored many more with his volunteer coaching with the Hastings Lil Raiders football. Pete was the kind of guy who was always there to help anyone in need as he cared for the well-being of others more than his own. He's probably strolling through a prairie in the great beyond searching for pheasants and watching over his lovely wife and children. Pete was deeply loved and will be dearly missed. That's from Darren, and that's our Dark Star Memorial for this Friday. Dark used to share the 2 o'clock hour with us for a number of years before he passed away in, was it 2012? Was it that long ago?
It's hard to remember.
That sounds right, but I could be right. It may not have been that long ago, but it seems like it was 2012. But then again, I hope I didn't push him to his grave too. Well, he went too soon. I mean, Dark, I think, was only 66 years old when he passed away.
Yeah, 2012. He died when he was 66.
Yep. Received this email on Wednesday at 12:42 in the afternoon. New Minnesota poll. Brian sent this to me. He says, the Minnesota poll asked state residents to name the 5 worst conversation topics they find themselves trapped in. Results are in ascending order of revulsion. Number 5, people revisiting the various maladies and or surgeries they've had. I'm not a big fan of that either. Number 4, people explaining what each of their tattoos signify. Right? You ever people, and this one, okay, great. Number 3, people going into detail about their weird dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, people going on about why they hate cold/hot weather and listing specific examples. Right? And then finally, common man recounting the day's golf outing. Oh, you find that funny, do you? It's Minnesota poll. Brilliant. Common man recounting his golf outing. You know what I would say to that, 10B? Well, there's
that.
Well, there's that.
Your Wild Club, they're back in action tonight. Is that correct?
I think a lot of the teams are in action tonight, right? Don't the Wild got Pittsburgh?
Okay.
The Wolves are playing, aren't they playing? Are they playing the Suns for one of the what do they call that NBA Cup thing?
Yeah, and the Suns, are they okay or are they terrible? I'm not paying as close attention to the NBA as well. I know Durantula does not play for them anymore, does he?
No, he moved on to Houston, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Houston, that's correct.
And then I think the Frost start their season tonight.
Yes.
So they host Toronto at Grand Casino Arena. Wild's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then Wolves, Suns, I believe.
What can you tell me about Pittsburgh?
Wolves are at Phoenix. It's the group stage of the NBA Cup. That's at 8 o'clock starts tonight.
Do we have a record for your Phoenix Suns?
9-6.
That means they're
We're
high.
10-5. Yeah,
so
they're one game behind us.
So maybe it'll be a competitive basketball game. Maybe both teams will actually try to win the game, especially since it's a Group B Cup or C Cup or D Cup, whatever it is.
But you asked me about Pittsburgh. They've been kind of interesting this year because they've gone a couple years in a row now where they've been trying to hang on to the Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang era, right? The group that won them multiple Stanley Cups, but that was a long time ago. And they've just been kind of not wanting to start the rebuild too early because they just want to string this thing out as long as they can with Sidney Crosby, and I understand that. So they haven't been like a good team for a couple of years. They haven't been making the playoffs. And I think people are kind of like, well, it's time to move on with the rebuild. And here they are. They've stuck with them. And I don't know for a while they were kind of towards the top of the Eastern Conference. Right now they're in a current wild card spot, so they still could drop, but they've gotten off to a pretty good start this season, including a victory over the Wild earlier in the year.
However, we're on a roll.
Different Wild team now.
Are we 7-1-1? Is that what we...
In the month of November.
Yeah, in the month of November. 7-1-1. By the way, Deuce must have been listening. You remember when I said there was somebody on the fan that said somebody was rolling over in their grave that wasn't dead? Deuce knows. It was Parker Fox. He said Jack Nicklaus is rolling over his grave.
That's right.
Now, Jack's closer to the end of the end of the end than he is to the beginning or the middle of the end, but still... Guy in his grave.
A little bit of respect.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. One more segment to go here on the Common Man program. We call it the Victory Formation segment. That's next here on the Fan.
KFAN and the Vikings are teaming up for Toys for Tots. Join us live at Shields in Eden Prairie on Tuesday, December 2nd from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. for our annual broadcast presented by Unreal. Bring a toy, spread some joy, and if you're one of the first 50 donors each show, you'll score a sweet KFAN Unreal Winter Beanie. Details at KFAN.com/toys.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common. He is 10B. Victory Formation segment is what we like to call it. I was looking at a CBS Sports piece. They do this for every NFL game on Fridays. Packers versus Vikings, where to watch Sunday's matchup, plus pick odds and pressure on J.J. McCarthy. Says, despite almost leading another fourth-quarter comeback against Chicago, McCarthy struggled with accuracy in Week 11. That's putting it mildly. He completed 16 of 32 for a $151 tutty, 2 ints, and became the first quarterback since Zach Wilson to throw an interception in 5 straight games to begin his NFL career.
That's not good company to be in.
No, Zach Wilson. I didn't even recognize the name.
If you recall, he was the number 2 overall pick by the New York Jets within the last 7-8 years. If you remember, Trey Lance was picked right behind him, I believe. So that was not a great stretch.
So for those that want to introduce the names, whoa, look at how bad Josh Allen and Peyton Manning were in their first games. I present to you Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's not the company you want to be in. No.
As for the Packers, they snapped a 2-game losing streak, beating the Giants, but it wasn't pretty. Both Love and Josh Jacobs left the game early, but Love was the only one to return. And did we say Jacobs is going to play, or do we not know?
He's been kind of questionable all week, but I haven't heard today, but yesterday it seemed like it was trending in the right direction. I would expect him to play.
Vikings versus Packers need to know. Recent home struggles for the Pack after winning the first 3 home matchups. The Packers have dropped their last 2. Lost to Carolina and the Eagles. Big question, is Christian Watson ready to take off? Says Watson had one of his best performances of the season versus the Giants Sunday, catching 4 of 5 targets for 46 yards and 2 tutties. There will be opportunities for Watson to stretch the field for the Green Bay offense against this aggressive Brian Flores defense. That is if the Packers offensive line can keep Jordan upright. That's the thing.
Correct.
But yeah, there probably will be some time.
And I think Grenard for us is... I haven't seen an official Vikings injury report. I would assume that should be out very shortly.
Why don't you look for that while I read the next paragraph. Says, Justin Jefferson suffering from Vikings QB play. Jet is having what is statistically the worst season of his already incredible NFL career.
Oh, Grenard is questionable, so is Ryan Kelly.
Okay. As he's caught 56 passes for 747 yards and 2 tutties in 10 games played. His 5.6 receptions per game ranks lowest since his rookie season, and his 74.7 receiving yards per game mark a career low. He's recorded fewer than 80 yards receiving in 5 straight games as long as such streak of his career. So yes, the quarterback play, there's a chain reaction, obviously. And then it says Vikings slim playoff chances. The Vikings are the only team in the NFC North below 500 and have lost 4 of their last 5. Minnesota's listed as a plus 1,200 to make the playoffs at the FanDuel Sportsbook. And then it says Vikings versus Packers prediction pick. Here's what it says. McCarthy had fans booing with his performance last week, but the Packers have lost back-to-back home games against Minnesota and haven't looked very good recently. I'll take the Packers to win this game, but I'm wondering if 6.5 is too much. Green Bay is 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games. And McCarthy is 2-0 straight up. And against the spread in his career on the road, I'm calling a backdoor cover, whatever that means. He's picking the Vikings plus 6.5. The over is 41.5 for those who like to gamble. See, and when it comes to odds like that, oftentimes I will agree. I think the Packers will win, but I don't think it'll be a blowout. See what I'm saying? So to me, it doesnbe what the point spread is. I just think for me, a close game is one score. When a team is winning. And I think this looks one score game. Like to me, could be a garbage tutty late or something, or a pick 6 that goes the other way and gives them a 2. But I expect it to go to the fourth quarter close because a lot of it has to do with the Vikings defense. Defense is pretty good, I said this earlier. I just haven't seen enough of McCarthy, right? I mean, I've seen 5. Well, none of us have. But what I mean by that is he's played 5 games, but he's had the great. It's well documented. Great fourth quarter against the Bears in the first game of the season. He was awful against the Falcons. Sprained his ankle. Out 5 games since coming back. Pretty good against Detroit. Did some nice things there. Probably his best overall performance, but that isn't saying much either, right? And then he. Last week it was dreadful.
Can I give you some 9 to noon like optimism?
Yes, I'd love to have it.
At home this year, he's been J.J. McCarthy. On the road,
he's been 9.
Yeah,
that's true.
His 2 games on the road, at Chicago, at Detroit. Those are the only 2 road games he's played.
Yep.
Been awful. Maybe he can't handle the pressure of the home crowd. I don't know. But 9 comes out on the road. And they're going to need 9 because this is... If you are still thinking potentially getting the playoffs, this is must-win territory. You can't lose this game. A team you're chasing in the NFC. You lose this one, it's over.
Yeah,
you're looking ahead to next season if you lose this one.
Comment, how did the placement of the car keys go last night? You're not going to believe this.
You did not.
Well, I did have to search for them. Remember I told you when I'm coming in, I got a lot of stuff in my hands. And I'm thinking about a lot of different things. And I'd been pulled over by the highway patrol. I had lots going on. And I didn't remember dropping them into my backpack. So again, I went to go because I was going to lock the car. They was going to lock it right away. And I couldn't find my keys. So I went back out to the car because I hadn't closed the door. The beautiful thing about technology, if you close your car door and your keys are in there, the horn will honk, saying your keys are still in the car, idiot. See, it's like idiot mittens, the ones that had the string, ones from one to the next. So I had to tear my backpack apart to find them, and they were in there, though. But at first I thought, I wonder where they are. I'll never learn. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Hold on. Okay, Warren, what you got? I heard you were at the Friday football feast today.
That's right, and we had really good conversations. We got this McCarthy thing figured out.
Oh, you do?
And it's very obvious why he's not throwing passes well. I don't know. Picture a waiter or a waitress that has a tray in their hand, and their hands are sideways as they're carrying it. A lot of the time, especially when he's not completing passes, his hands sideways, kind of like a sidearm thrower. Because you can see it playing his day, coming off the top. The problem with it is you can't extend your arm like that because your wrist is twisted.
Correct.
And if you try to do that, you'll tear something in your shoulder. So what's happening with him is when he's got his arm sideways like that, now doesn't that explain why a ball would sail? It could underthrow it. And this and that.
That might explain it, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that I think is happening is I think he's got a flaw. I think when you probably was growing up, he maybe started throwing a little bit that way. I think the reason they're not picking this up is you got to pick it up during game conditions. I think what's happening is he's actually possibly throwing right with maybe his arms extended in practice when there's no pressure on. You can't extend your arm when you're throwing that way. Your legs are not going to be in the same position. So you're gonna throw. You can see it plain as day. I'll give everybody some homework, and I said that to drain away. Everybody agreed that this could be the problem that he has. When you see the camera front on him, if you can see the palm of his hand when he releases the ball, that means his hands open up sideways. Because if he had it gripped like a normal person would, cupped in their hand, you'd be able to see the side of his hand.
Let me give you another example.
This is a problem.
Yeah, well, let me give you another example. If you watch Tenneby when he hits his drive, you'll see that his club face is open. And then with an open club face, the ball has to slice to the right. So I think
that's right.
I think what McCarthy has is Tenneby-itis. I think they both have the same problem.
And
you've nailed it.
Here's the other thing. People are talking about the Gopher quarterback that's on the team right now.
Yeah.
Here's what tells you he's ready. Here's what tells you he's ready for the NFL. And JJ isn't. He played in two systems. He played a lot more games than JJ. He's mature. Every system he's been in, he excelled extremely well.
Wow.
One thing I guarantee you will not hear from him is his footwork placement and that. And I'll tell you, I've seen enough of his play. He's very similar to a Brock Purdy when he plays.
No.
He plays well.
All right.
He's very smart.
Yeah, he is.
And here's the thing that I noticed right away. Who's the first guy that JJ comes over to talk to when he's had a bad group of downs? He doesn't talk to the coaches. He's talking to
Brosman.
He's talking to him standing on. Yeah, he's talking to him right on the sideline. But take a look at the hand play. It's obvious, and you can't. I've noticed it and a lot of people seen the same thing, but they didn't think much of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Warren, thanks so much. And Warren has figured out the mechanical problems with J.J. McCarthy. Well, there was a story, was it today or yesterday, where McCarthy said the way O'Connell and the Vikings are teaching him quarterback is very new and very different. Those are quotes, very new, very different from the way he'd been taught previously. Though he did say that wasn't unexpected in making his jump to the NFL. He says, it's really hard. You're rewiring neurological pathways. And that's not something that happens overnight. Rewiring neurological pathways, much like when Tenneby started producing the show, he had to rewire neurological pathways.
I was outgoing, upbeat, positive, energetic,
a Ducky and Bunny kind of a guy, and then you became sullen, withdrawn, bitter, dark, brooding, all of those things.
Yes,
it's kind of sad actually the way it's worked out for you. Well, here's what I don't understand though. How many different ways are there to teach quarterback? I mean, I thought he went to the IMG Academy, right? And isn't the IMG for every sport? Tennis, golf, football. They do, and it's basically replaces school. You still do your schoolwork. I don't think you spend as much time in class. But it's like, isn't it in Florida somewhere?
Yeah.
And then you spend half your day in the classroom and half your day working on your chosen sport. I think a lot of it has to do is, look, this was suggested by a lot of people, accepted by some, dismissed as by others. Playing quarterback at Michigan's different than playing quarterback at a lot of different places. When Harbaugh was the coach, he runs the football. He has big, strong offensive line, and they run the ball. They're a power running game. And their defense is really good. And whether it's because he's a great recruiter, a great coach, or they got a lot of nil money and a lot of booster banking money, it's probably a combination of all those. But it was said that McCarthy didn't throw the ball often. He was accurate. I mean, he had a 72% completion percentage. I don't know if that was his entire career, but it was in his senior
very accurate,
year, his last year. He was very accurate. But I think a lot, and this is just guesswork because I'm not paying as close attention to Michigan football as I once did. I'm just going by talking to people and reading things. Is that because they didn't throw the ball a lot, and a lot of times when they were throwing, it catches the the defense off guard because they're expecting they're so beaten down by the run, trying to stop in a powerful Michigan running game that when the passing does come, it's advantageous to McCarthy. I don't hold that against him or anything and say, that's great for Michigan. They went undefeated and won a national championship that year. But maybe he didn't quarterback in the situations of a passing offense where you pass all the time. And the mechanical stuff does, and maybe that's all it is, and he'll figure it out. And he has all the other intangibles. He has the alter ego. He has the, apparently he has all the leadership qualities they say. They're saying all the right things out of Winter Park, and that he has the desire and the work ethic and all of those things. And he's athletic, obviously, and he can run a little bit. So if it was all just mechanics, I hope that's all it is, and that he's able to figure it out.
You ain't going to figure it out in a week, though.
Well, no, you're not.
And you can't go into the game focused on your mechanics.
No,
that's just got to come naturally to you. You have to have so many repetitions that you're not thinking about it. If you're, in golf, you're thinking about your mechanics, you're done.
You are done.
See flag, fire at flag.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like, at some point in the swing, you have to cock your wrists. And for the longest time, I just couldn't get myself to do it. Then I'm thinking about it, like, okay, I got to do it. Well, no, you just have to let it happen naturally. The last few weeks tend to be, and I can't help that I've gone over my game so often, but Wheel of Topic has landed on Common's golf game. The last few weeks, I've played some really good golf, hitting the ball really solid, and it's because I'm not thinking about it. I'm just pulling it back and letting it go. And doesn't mean every shot is perfect. Doesn't even mean every shot is good. But most of the time, they're fairly acceptable. And then if you can putt like I do, which is better than 75, 80% of the players on the PGA Tour, you can score, right? So I hope it works. I know Viking fans want it bad, and I know there is that segment of Viking fans who want to believe it's so bad that they get angry with anybody like you and me that might just go, oh boy, he's 5 games. What about Peyton Manning? What about this? Just calm down. We're just. You and I have not said he can't play in this league, that he won't develop into a fine quarterback. What we're saying is, I thought he was further along, and I think the team thought he was further along because they decided to pass on Darnold and pass on Danny Dimes and Rodgers because and you can't tell me they thought they were rebuilding. You don't come off a 13-4 season rebuilding. They lost 4 games last year, twice to Detroit and twice to the Rams. That's it. And you don't rebuild the interior of your 2 lines. I mean, you could say, yeah, you still want to, in order to allow this kid to learn how to play quarterback and be successful, he's going to have a good interior of the offensive line. Well, yeah, but every quarterback needs it. The best quarterbacks in pro football, if they don't have a good offensive line, they're going to get killed. You saw what happened to Goff on Sunday night. Their offensive line is beaten and battered, and Philadelphia's got a great front 4. And if you don't give a guy time to throw, I don't care who you are. Goff's been putting up wonderful numbers, except when he's got a lot of pressure. And that's all these quarterbacks. If you're pressuring a guy, you got no chance. And so I think they overestimated how far along McCarthy was. And I think maybe even the coach overestimated
his ability to quarterback whisper.
To be quarterback whisper and coach him up that quickly. I think that's what's at play here. And no one will ever admit it. And I could be wrong, but that's the way the esoteric approach sees it. Doesn't mean it can't get better. And it probably will, partly because it can't get worse, I don't think. But like you say, it's probably not going to happen Sunday. I guess it could. All of a sudden, he could be just brilliant. But I think...
But the Darnold one looks especially bad now, not only because of his performance, but the money he's making, while it's obviously more than what J.J. McCarthy's making, that's still a really good value for starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. When those guys are making $55, $60 million now, and he's getting, 33?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And as someone mentioned, they also passed on Bo Nix. And I don't know if Nix was ranked. I don't remember where these guys were ranked. I don't remember. I do know that Caleb Williams was considered the best of it. Then it was May, right? Those are kind of considered 1, 2, and some people maybe thought May was better, but that was it.
Williams, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and Jaden Daniels. Those are the top 3, and after that, it was maybe a crapshoot. Boy, how time flies when you're having fun. I'd like to get into some more curling talk. Maybe we'll do that next week. Teneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed a visit with you today. But stick around. Big ticket, Brett Blakemore, there next. Right here on The Fan. Have a great weekend.
And now till we meet again.
Okay, calm down.
Adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Good night.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Well done, young man!
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.